In this series, I'm attempting to get to grips with the world of wellness. And this week, we're exploring the often overlooked connection between wellness and community. We'll be discussing the ripple effects of meditation with Andy Puddicombe of Headspace.
The more time we can spend kind of in the here and now, the more happy we'll be.
And cooking with nutrition-savvy social enterprise, LA Kitchen.
Oh, I've seen it change a lot of people's lives. I'm grateful to be a part of that experience.
Subscribe to the British Vogue YouTube channel to never miss an episode. To be mindful is the holy grail right now, and a new wave of apps are helping meditation novices learn how to get there.
Hi, Camille, nice to meet you.
Former monk Andy Puddicombe co-founded Headspace with his partner Richard Pearson in 2010 in an effort to make the practice of meditation more accessible to the world. Harnessing the power of the internet, they designed the Headspace guided meditation app.
Think of it like a gym membership for the mind. Using proven meditation and mindfulness techniques, we'll show you how to train your mind for a healthier, happier, more enjoyable life.
The app has now been downloaded by more than 7 million people worldwide.
UK, US, Canada, but these are just little notes that come in from different people.
Headspace is now expanding at a mindful rate, designing new tools to ensure their guided meditation is available to as wide an audience as possible, such as this cozy meditation booth, the ideal escape pod for a busy workplace.
What's your policy on someone that comes here a little too often?
We probably should have one, but we don't have a policy on that.
Having recently begun to dabble in meditation with varying degrees of success, I had a lot of questions for Andy.
For our viewers that maybe don't know what meditation is, do you have kind of a simple explanation to
Sure.
what it is?
As a word, I think, really loaded, comes with lots of baggage, and there's often lots of misconceptions around it. And I think now it's complicated because people often use kind of mindfulness and meditation interchangeably as well.
Right.
And kind of different things. So mindfulness being kind of just present in the moment. You can do that in any moment of the day. Right now, we're sitting here kind of chatting. It might be while you're having a cup of coffee later in the day. Typically, we live our life, 50% our mind is distracted. So we're walking down the street, but we're thinking about something that just happened over there. Maybe we're driving in the car, and we're not even focused on the road. We're thinking about where we're going.
Yeah.
So we need an exercise where we step out of the busyness of everyday life and actually learn and practice that process of being more mindful, more aware. And that's all meditation is.
So I downloaded the app and I was, doing it every morning, first thing in the morning, and then I didn't do it one day, and then you fall off of it.
Yeah.
Is
It's
there?
really common.
Yeah. How do you
Stay on the wagon, I think.
stay on the wagon?
I think the first thing is to reflect on what your motivation is for doing it. Because if it's just kind of like, I just kind of want to feel better, it's
Right.
probably not clear enough and we're unlikely to kind of stay motivated. I think it's also really important to remember kind of how long it takes to develop a new habit. So we're talking about a couple of months of doing something every day on a consistent basis to really develop that as a habit and a routine.
Right.
And then something called coupling. So like, let's say you have a shower every morning. Okay, so it becomes shower and meditation. Or let's say you have a cup of tea every morning, cup of tea and meditation. So it's not time specific. You don't say, right, 7 o'clock every morning, I'm going to do it, because then at the weekend comes, 7 o'clock in the morning, you're fast asleep. But you will probably still at the weekend have your shower or have your morning cup of tea. And if it's in your mind, okay, I do this, and then I do my meditation, then it's more likely
Cigarette meditation.
Cigarette meditation, yeah. Breathing in through the mouth and out through the nose. Yeah,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I know you are kidding,
Yeah.
but I think there's an idea, and I think it's a shame. I think there is an idea that to meditate, you have to live a super clean life, and you shouldn't be smoking, shouldn't be drinking coffee, and kind of these other things that we're advised kind of not to do so much of. Of course, if you go out and get absolutely hammered the night before, you're probably not going to have that much clarity in your meditation the next morning, But personally, I would say to someone, even if they do smoke, why not?
Yeah.
Do what you do. I think over time, those things just become less attractive the more you meditate.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, that cigarettes are just gonna one day just be really gross to me.
Yeah, I just don't think they'll feel kind of so appealing.
Do you get the same benefits from meditating 10 minutes as you do meditating for an hour?
I think the most important thing is quality rather than quantity. In the same way that when you're training the body, you wouldn't kind of go out and run a marathon straight away. You'd kind of you build up slowly. It's really important with meditation that you build up slowly. More of the recent research found that as little as 20 minutes a day in just 5 days is already having a physiological impact on the brain.
So there's a lot of scientific research.
Yeah, there is now. So until about maybe 15 years ago, the assumption was that the brain kind of grows older, gets to a certain stage, and then we just start to kind of degenerate over time.
Yeah.
Probably about 12 years ago, they started bringing monks over from Tibet, and they started looking at what was happening in their brains during meditation. And what they found was that the brain is actually changing. It's not just like a psychological feeling better, the brain is changing. So before it was kind of, it's quite hard to describe, and it's just like, I don't know how, I don't know why, but I feel better. And now we can kind of actually see why we feel better. I do think the biggest misconception about meditation is that it's only for oneself. And some people even kind of think it's a bit selfish, you know. There are people who need help in the world. Why not go and help them rather than sit with your eyes closed? I get that kind of the sentiment, but I sincerely hope that this has a positive kind of impact on the people around me in my life. Really basic, simple way of thinking about it. If one day we forgot to meditate, we're just caught up in stuff. We just let the door slam on the person behind us. They're walking around holding their head, they're feeling angry, like in their head they have a story about you all day long. They're being angry at the people around them, they're being angry around. Instead, you did your meditation, you're aware, you held the door open, the person came through. It was, oh, that's nice. Those kind of like little ripple effects, I feel are beautiful. Like that is how the world becomes a happier kind of place. It's with all these little things that every single one of us have a responsibility to do, I think.
Oh, that's so beautiful. It's interesting because I was thinking of it as first as something like very personal and thinking of myself as an individual and wellness like as an individual. Yeah. And meditation's a little bit like that, but then you were just talking about community and I was gonna say, I feel like they should teach it in schools.
Yeah, we've got Headspace for Kids coming out. So we ran a pilot in schools, public schools last year. The feedback was that they did feel kind of calmer. Like one little girl said her mind kind of felt softer and a little bit fuzzy, you know, and kind of the qualities they were describing are, I think, the qualities we would want to pass on to the next generation. Why would we be focusing more on teaching children trigonometry than kindness and connecting with others and happiness? There is an assumption that they'll just happen in life, but we just have to look around us in society to see they don't just happen for everybody. If we're not talking about that, people who are struggling don't have permission to talk about it. If you look at the predictions from the National Institute of Health in America, are that within 10 years, the cost of mental illness is going to be more than cancer, diabetes, and respiratory illness combined at a global cost of $6 trillion. So, like, I think for a long time, it's just been either swept under the carpet, like it's just something we don't really kind of want to talk about, we want to address, and I think a lot more needs to happen for that to become really socially acceptable, where we talk about our minds in the same way that we talk about our bodies, and through that kind of hopefully find a place that feels comfortable and happy in our mind.
It's common sense when you think about it, but the health of our community doesn't pop up that often in mainstream wellness conversation. Yet feeling connected to those around us plays a huge role in our sense of well-being. So perhaps taking the time to mindfully engage with your fellow citizens could be just as good for you as hitting the gym.
So we're headed to LA Kitchen in downtown Los Angeles. It's a nonprofit that kind of helps train vulnerable peoples of the community to learn how to cook or become chefs with an emphasis of, health for everyone.
Here you can see the full kitchen.
Wow, it's beautiful.
I know. All our food is made from scratch, so we don't have anything processed, nothing frozen, nothing canned. So you might have heard of like imperfect foods and things like that. So people, you know, are so obsessed with cosmetically perfect foods, but the food is just totally okay. And so we make the meals out of them and donate it to people who need meals.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So through our 3 programs, the Empower program, where we have the Culinary Job Training program, which is a 15-week culinary job training where men and women come out of prisons and jails who are interested in the culinary field, basically a second chance to really, you know, excel and flourish in that field. And we hire them into our social enterprise, Strong Food, and we pay them above minimum wage and everyone gets benefits. And that's typically unheard of in the culinary, like the food industry.
Right.
Yeah.
So people can volunteer as well?
Yeah, definitely. Through the volunteer program, our impact program, people can come and volunteer and make the meals for the different agencies that we serve. So homeless agencies, needle exchange agencies, donating those foods. We just welcome as many volunteers as possible. Please.
And then what kind of feedback do you get from the volunteers?
People just have so many different experiences of how rewarding it is, because knowing that this food would have gone to waste and you're utilizing it, preparing a meal and giving it to someone who doesn't have a meal.
It's so inspiring.
You know, we're doing a show about wellness, and it just seems that what we're getting from it is it's all very personal.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be. It should be about community.
Exactly. In every community, there are these social problems, and we're willing to share what we have because, you know, it's not about us. It's really about the community. I mean, I love going to work every day. I love coming here. I love everything about what we do.
That's so awesome.
I mean, how could you not?
All right, we are going into the kitchens to meet Teresa, the lead cook. And I have to put a hairnet on, yeah. Teresa!
Hi.
How's it going? I'm
Fine.
Camille. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Should I be wearing gloves too?
No.
All right. What kind of things do you like to cook?
I like stews.
Stews?
I love stews.
You're a stew master?
Yes, Moroccan stew, beef stew.
Yum.
So those are my best.
That's amazing.
We did a short rib brine, and these are the juices from it.
Oh, this made me so hungry.
I wish we had smell-o-vision.
I like what I'm seeing. I'd have all of it.
Exactly.
Oh, yum. You guys are torturing me.
And that will be a healthy peach cobbler.
Healthy peach cobbler.
Yes.
So, can you tell us a little bit about your story? Because you've been here from the very beginning,
Yes.
right? So how did it all come about?
They had a flyer out about LA Kitchen's culinary program. Right up my alley. I love to cook. So I applied, was accepted, and
You've been here ever since.
I've been here ever since.
And how long have you been? Because you're lead cook.
Yes.
So you're the boss.
I don't look as a boss because I feel that we're a team.
Yeah.
So I work side by side with my colleagues.
And so, how many people are you cooking for?
I have a number, I believe, of 503 people. I'm cooking some asparagus. I blanch them, and we drop them down in some ice water, and it keeps them bright to green and nice and crispy.
Amazing. I know they look so appetizing.
They're very good.
Do you feel like there's a connection between, having a healthy, balanced diet, eating healthy foods, and just having a healthy mind and spirit?
Yes, very much. When you're eating healthy food, you feel better. Therefore, you think better. And I find that with my cooking, I feel who I'm cooking for. Therefore, they're getting the same thing.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
What about the students and the trainees? Like, what kind of effects have you noticed on their lives? Does it change people's lives, right?
Oh, I've seen it change a lot of people's lives. Sometimes you come with no hope because your past tells you you don't have any hope. It tells you that your life is limited. And with LA Kitchen, it's not limited. It wasn't limited for me. I thought that one time myself. it's very possible for anybody that comes through this program, regardless to what their past is, for them to be very successful in this and to be very successful in their lives. We're a family. So we're happy for each other with the advancements in our lives. And I'm grateful to be a part of that experience.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you
very
so
much.
Tune in next time when we're bringing wellness right back into the body with 5 Rhythms dance meditation and some guidance on how to start your very own fitness club.
Merci beaucoup d'avoir regardé l'émission et n'oubliez pas de vous abonner à YouTube, British Vogue, à la chaîne British Vogue sur YouTube et de laisser des commentaires juste là, en bas.